Well, hello from sunny Wales, and I'm still in lockdown here. I'm still loving it with all of the wildlife. Well, with one exception, I've worked really hard these past months to find one of my favourite birds in the UK, and I have failed dismally. That's the barn owl. Despite it being full of hedgerows, grassland, unmanaged, everything else, I just cannot find any barn owls here. It could be that there's a main road just over there. That's generally the reason for it, I think. I wanted to bring you a programme though on barn owls because I haven't done so far, and I love them very much, and I know you all do from my social media. So I delved back in the archives and I found the show that I filmed a few years ago that's never been aired. It's got the worst audio in the world. Oh my God, how could I have shot such bad audio? But listen, forgive me for it. I've done some voiceovers. I've tidied it up as much as I can. I'm not an audio engineer. Sorry for that. I'm a wildlife photographer and a dodgy West Ham fan. So forgive the bad audio, love the amazing barn owl pictures, and it shows you the kind of hide work that I have to do. And please, anyone that lives near me or anywhere near me, if you know of any barn owls you can help me with, there is a socially distanced beer or whiskey or vodka or all three in it for you. So please let me know. All right, enjoy the barn owls. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're coming with me this afternoon into my barn owl hide that's just up here. So here we are in the hide. I always wonder if there's ever anyone waiting in my hide. Of course, you never know. There may always be someone waiting in the hide, but hopefully not. Hello. All right, it's Andy here, and because of the dodgy audio, I couldn't show you any more sequences from that evening. I did okay. I got these 3 pictures. It was a good start. This first one, nice barn owl flying across the frame. The light is natural. It was this storm light, the storm coming up out of absolutely nowhere. Cast some very strange light, but it was beautifully backlit. You can see the building just in the background there, lovely wings up, really nice composition. The second one here, much wider. I much prefer this. It's got lovely habitat at the bottom, you can see there, with the barn owl looking down into it. It tells a story, and this is what I'm going to talk about a lot more in my composition webinar. And the third one there, just banking against the building in the background. I would prefer that the bottom wing there was a lot more straight, and I wanted to show you this just to show you that imperfections, we all take them, and it's a learning process. So all right, back to the story. Now let's skip to the next morning, and this is a still that really sums up exactly how I feel. You can see I look very cold and miserable, and I appear to have a comb over, which is even worse. I have no idea why I thought that hairstyle was big or trendy or anything else. It's ridiculous. I suspect it's because I'd taken off a very thick fur hat. It was minus and it was very cold, and you can see I was waiting for the barn owl to land on the wheel. That it didn't. So I stayed a few hours, got very cold, and then after that I decided to come out of the hide and show you where the situation is. So have a look at this. Okay, so I'm coming out of the hide, and what I've done for you is, again, the audio is rubbish, but you can see the kind of hide where it is. It's in the middle of the field there, where the barn owl is going to hunt up and down. It's not going to hunt the grass field, it's going to transit that, but it's going to hunt up and down the edge. So you can see out the front there, I had the big zoom lens, the 200 to 400 sticking out. You can see one of the roosts in the background. And up there is the roost, the wheel, and there's a little post on the right-hand side. Of course, I put them there, and they're there deliberately for the barn owl to fly out onto and sit for me. That's my view hole round the side that's open. It's very essential to be able to see when the barn owl's gone by me. And there's the big lens pointing backwards as well, so I can shoot 2 ways. You can see that really lovely setting there. It works great. So that was the pattern for the next few days, really, until this picture came first thing in the morning. Literally, it was a misty, horrible morning. There wasn't much light around at all. It was pretty grim. But the barn owl came and landed on the wheel. I could not believe it. So I put the barn owl on the right-hand side of the frame. Obviously, I'm shooting with a zoom. Always easier when you're shooting with a zoom to compose. So compose the roost on the far left there, and I really like that. I think it's a really cool picture. There's not much light and there's not much colour around because that's the way it was, and I've left it. After that, things did start to get a little bit better. Well, the barn owl was coming from all directions. As you can see, I had no idea where it was going. I knew it was good, and I was starting to get some really good pictures, and as you'll see, it was epic. It's coming. Yes, killer shot. Decided to make a run for it. I don't want the barn owl to see me as I'm legging it away. It's a fantastic encounter. Okay, that's okay now, so I can just stand up. The barn owl won't associate me now with the hide, which is brilliant. Otherwise it would have associated me with the hide and been scared of it. That was a fantastic encounter. Good start. Didn't get any perching shots, didn't land, but I got some brilliant flight shots. So hopefully you'll get to see those. It's amazing. I just love working with barn owls because I've spent 2 weeks trying to get this shot and trying to get this barn owl used to me. And to get it to come close tonight, it's absolutely brilliant. So I'll be back in the hide tomorrow morning, 5:30. It's going to be a very cold one. So I'll see you then. Well, there you go. Apologies again for the audio. I think I've got a lot better at recording these days, but I just thought it was a really beautiful encounter and I wanted you to see it. So let's start off with this picture here. It's really the one that I was after the whole time. This beautiful backlit barn owl coming from its roost in the background, shot -1.5 stops down to accentuate the mood and to kind of remove the background, make the wings shine. I love the heraldic pose and the slightly offset composition. When we move on to the next one here, you'll see it's slightly different pose here. The barn owl's about to turn, so it's slightly over the wings are in a different position, but it's still a really, really beautiful shot, and I just love it against the background here. And you'll notice that when I was shooting, actually, I was shooting quite hard. When I look at these pictures now, it's very different because, of course, I think now I shoot with the Olympus system, I'm shooting on silent mode, and I just wonder what it would have been like at that time when the barn owl flew over me or close to me. I'd be shooting on silent mode. Would it have perched right next to me? Who knows? Anyway, here's the next picture with the barn owl much closer this time, out the back of the hide. That's one of the benefits from shooting with 2 cameras in different directions. I think these days with the Olympus system, I've got a much smaller physical dimension of my lenses, so I wouldn't be bashing my head all the time, and I'd probably have a lot more flexibility. So it's pretty amazing that I got this anyway, coming right at the hide from the back. It's a bit full in the frame for me, but still a beautiful shot of a barn owl anyway with the sun on it. The next one is the hunting. Now, I always try to get hunting, and it means I need to keep a shutter speed of 1,000th in the cameras at all times. So I'll put it on auto ISO and shutter priority so that the camera does all of the work. Probably have it down at -2/3, which is good enough for front and backlit no matter what I want to do. So I managed to get this on, which is quite nice. The next one is a very different hunting shot. It was a long way away, again backlit, and I thought the bush was in the way because I kind of wasn't set up for it at the angle it was. And then all of a sudden the barn owl lifted above it and I was managed to get the focus point up onto it. It's one of the benefits of mirrorless, by the way, is you don't have the stress of having focus point rings. The focus points work across all of the viewfinder. So in these days I can compose a lot better than I could then. But anyway, I still like that picture, it's really beautiful. I just wish that the left-hand wing would have been slightly better with the light on it, but there you go. And finally, this lovely picture of a barn owl coming straight. It's got a lot more bottom on it than you see here. Laughing at my own jokes is a sign of madness. I had to crop it to get it in the 16:9 movie format, but you can see there this beautiful shape of the wings. There's a lot of grass underneath, and it shows the habitat, and it shows the reason why you don't crop them tightly like the earlier one was, because it's a much more beautiful picture. Anyway, I hope that you saw that. Again, apologies for the audio, but I think you'll agree that it was worth seeing how I work in a hide, how you can work in a hide, and how beautiful barn owls are. It will be interesting for me to repeat this shoot now. I shoot with the Olympus system, you know, much smaller physical dimensions, 30 frames a second, silent mode. Who knows? And hopefully soon I will get the opportunity. All right. All right, what beautiful birds barn owls are, and I'm going to keep looking around here as hard as I can to find them, and hopefully when lockdown ends I can go a little bit further afield. Now, on to the critiques. It's another Wildman Rouse image critique. I've got my tiger shirt on in honor of Aditya's picture from India, Aditya Chaitan, and if I pronounce that, if it's Chaitan, I'm sorry, but anyway, Aditya. Really nice picture on here. I really like this, okay? Anything with tiger cubs in the wild, as far as I'm concerned, is a great picture. And anyone that loves tigers, like anyone that loves West Ham, is a friend of mine. Although with the latter, there are not so many of us around that are happy at the moment. I digress. On the right-hand side here, I'd have rather had more space there, so I could have cropped into it. Of course, this is probably the space that you had, and right now you're thinking, I didn't have the space. So yeah, so all I can do is work with the images that I've got. So what would I do to this? I would do that. I'd crop it, wouldn't I? Cockney like, son. Look, you don't have to leave pictures in 3x2. Somebody one day suddenly thought, oh, do you know what? 3x2, that's a good format. Let's make pictures like that. You can make pictures how you want, right? You format the picture for the picture, not for somebody else's format, and certainly not for social media. So here I've got a nice long crop which has cut out the forest at the top. We don't need that. We can see there's a forest habitat there. It focuses in on the tigers, and then I've balanced the picture. What do I mean by that? Have I balanced it in weights? You can see what a weightlifter I am. No, the one on the right-hand side, the tiger that had lots of highlight on the face, I've toned the highlight down. The one in the middle and the one on the left, I've just brightened them up slowly, but slowly and gradually, so that I got them in balance with the other one, because it's obviously not direct sunlight on it. So if you brighten the faces up like some people would, I've seen ridiculous examples of it this week, it's false and it's not natural. So try to get your picture in balance. So really, really good, Aditya. Next time, if you can, always try and shoot a bit wider so that you can crop later on. I always know that when you see stuff like this, it's brilliant. Always try to shoot a bit wider and think about the crop later on. All right, really good job. Well done. This is from Jane. Jane Goff, really great picture, Jane. I've known Jane a long time, and she takes some really cool pictures. I love this. This is really good art. Very pure, black and white. Although it's slightly got a bluish tinge on it. Maybe it's my screen, but it's got a bluish tinge on it. And when I looked at it with the eyedropper, it wasn't white or pure black. So what have I done? Well, I've made it pure black. I've made it as pure white as I can possibly do without having the raw file, and I've changed the composition as well. So I've cropped it slightly so that the flow is across from there to there on the screen. Okay, so it flows across. Shameless plug here, of course. It's what I'm going to teach on my composition masterclass. Booking now. Biscuits and coffee not included. That was the shameless plug over. But the flow, seriously, should come across the frame like that, and it works really well. So really excellent image, Jane. Love that one. Here's another one of Jane's. I know exactly where this is because I used to live there. I love the colour. I love the fact that you found something lonely there to put against the sunset. The problem is the size of the moon. This was shot, I'm guessing, with a wide angle-ish lens. The moon, sun, whatever, is going to be very small in the sky. You need to kind of stand back probably and shoot it with a 40-150, because I know you're an Olympus user like me. So you want to stand back with a 40-150 and shoot it, and maybe it will be much bigger in the frame, or a 300, or even better, a 600, whatever. You'll get a much bigger moon. So what I did with this, I just cropped it, okay? So I just cropped it and put the moon in the corner there. So it reduces the sky, which was kind of dominating the moon, gives the moon a chance to breathe there. I've done nothing on the color. I've just left it alone because the color's up to you. I'm just trying to help you with the journey. So I think that crop works well. And note again, you know, for the second picture tonight, I've cropped it in a non-standard format, and that's what it's all about. Really good picture here, Colin. Colin wrote to me and said, look, I got inspired by your bee masterclass. We like you very much indeed. And the check's in the post. It's not worth anything, and it's not signed, and it's not even a check. It's an envelope, so don't get excited, but you get my idea. I really like this bee picture, and the very fact that you're inspired to take it because of me. Now, it's clearly high ISO because I can see the noise in it, okay? Or it could be in bad light, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's sharp, okay? And that's the most important thing here. You've got a bee sharp in the frame. So you've learnt the technique, you've worked out how to do it, you probably looked at my dodgy cockneyness and got that translated and worked that out as well. So the only thing I'm going to do to this, and I did it very quickly, was to take out the noise. Okay, so there you see I've taken out most of the noise. There's still some color noise on the subject, so I only had a very quick time to do this, so I'll probably take some color noise out, but it's done a really nice job. I've painted over some of the worst bits of noise that were still there. There's a bit on the right to get rid of still. But other than that, really great image, and top marks to you. Thanks for trying it. Get out there, keep trying it, because bees are fantastic things to work with, and I hope that I inspire you more. Oh, here's another one of Colin's, actually. This is a red-rumped bumblebee, I think. Really beautiful little chap. I've been chasing them for a while. My simple critique on this is there's not a lot you can do when the bee's flying away. You've got to have it either flying level, flying at you, or flying away with its wings up, but backlit. That's obviously very nice. I just realised I've been shaking. It's not an earthquake, don't worry. So what I've done with this picture, I've cropped it. a little bit like that, and I've also put a lot more detail into the bee, okay? But the bee is flying away, so next time we want the bee parallel or coming towards us, hopefully, or anything, even you know, that, but twisted round, if you imagine it on the 3D scale, twisted round so the face is this way and the red rump is away. Anything like that, we can see a bit more character and personality of the bee. So great job, Colin, both of those. Please keep up the great work, well done. And last but very much not least, Mark, it's the first time he's sent in. I spelled his name wrong. Mark Snadbatch, it says there. Sorry, Mark. It's Mark Sandbatch. Sorry, Mark Snad. Great apologies for that. First time he's ever sent in a picture for a critique. And it takes a lot of guts to send in a picture for a critique, okay? So hats off to you for doing it. And that shows the rest of you really that haven't sent any pictures in. Feel free to, because Mark has had the guts to do it, as of everyone on the site tonight. And you can see that I've been very positive, because why would I be negative? These are great pictures, and you know, you're trying to learn from the things I show you. So it's awesome for me to see them. Now, I'm guessing this swan is first thing in the morning. It looks like it's first thing in the morning. It looks like there's some misty conditions on the lake. Obviously, we would all prefer to see it on the lake, because that's where the misty conditions, you know, the pictures take themselves almost. So this is a very difficult picture to take that you've done here. I'm guessing that they are webs and stuff in the foreground, which is actually quite cool. I really like that. I really like the interesting habitat of this, actually. What it needs a crop. Okay, because it's a bit on that side. Okay, so it needs a crop, and there's a lot of colour noise on the swan. It could be early in the day, it could have been brightened, whatever, I don't know, I haven't seen the raw. So what I've done, I've cropped it and removed some of the colour noise that you can see there. But I've just left the picture as it was, okay, because the rest of it is up to you. All I can do is show you a little bit of a journey. I can see the two trees there on the left are leaning, so it may be cropped a bit. It may not be straight, so you may want to straighten it just a touch. But other than that, I like that. Well done. Really, really good job, Mark. Please send all your pictures in. Thanks, everyone, sending them in tonight. And we'll be back soon. Well, that's the end of Wild Angle. Hope that you enjoyed it. We'll be seeing you in a couple of weeks' time. Now, I've filmed actually 3 more Wild Angles and got them ready for you. They are very, very different. So hopefully you'll enjoy them. We'll kind of toss a coin and see which one comes next. But I guarantee you, all 3 of them are going to be very, very special, and they've all been filmed just here behind me. What have they been on? That sounds like Long John Silver. That's my secret, and you'll find out next time. Bye. All right, photographers, I've got a composition masterclass just been announced. It's a brand new webinar. Details on my website, andyrouse.co.uk, or check me out on social at WildManRouse. And please subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button here, because every little bit helps. Thanks a lot. See you next time.